Good morning, guys. Hi. All right. Daily message, and then go into part 10 of Judges, or part 10 of 12. So almost done here. I appreciate you guys sticking through this arduous book and week, and the last few weeks have been a little bit crazy, but hope everybody's doing well nonetheless. Let's get into a daily message real quick. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Okay. This is from Surah 28, line 43. Surah 28, line 43. And it reads, "We did reveal to Moses the book after we had destroyed the earlier generations, to give insight to men and guidance and mercy, that they may receive admonition." Okay, so we're familiar with this, right? This is something that we talked about in the Bible not too long ago, despite the amount of time that we've been spending on the Old Testament. We have been getting through things pretty quick. So Exodus and the times of Moses probably aren't too far back in your memory here. After we just write this out real quick. Before this, if you remember too, this was technically after the time of the flood. It was after Noah's time. So I think that's what they're referring to about destroying the earlier generations, right? It's like 2 men and guidance and mercy. So it's talking about destruction only to instill further guidance and mercy, and that they might receive admonition. So it's using something that's inherently negative to go ahead and initiate something really good and really positive. So we've talked about that, right? What's seen as maybe a bad thing morally can end up having some good consequences. But today we're actually going to talk about the opposite, in the sense that there were some things done maybe in the name of the Lord that ended up structuring some bad after effects. Something that we will talk about too is the earlier generations, or just the generational patterns. So apparently, right, the earlier generations had to be destroyed for Moses to go ahead and take control of the Israelite people and really have that pure and direct contact with the Lord. There couldn't have been too much more outside influences, right? There couldn't be so many things influencing the nature of our humanity. There needed to be a fresh slate in order for Moses to go ahead and receive the enlightenment that was coming to him. So yes, the earlier generations, right? And then so today we're talking about something similar, in the sense that regardless of the passion or the directive to do the will of God, when there's too much influence coming from different angles and inspiring you to behave a certain way or act a certain way, it will then affect your actions when it comes to doing the will of God and, participating in religious activities. You might be persuaded to incorporate different things. Kind of going off on a tangent, trying to relate to the story, but you'll understand when I read it in Judges today. You'll understand how they thought they were doing a really good thing, but they were just misguided altogether. That was due to the fact of just the generation that they were in, right? It was influencing too heavily on the people, even though they were Israelites, even though they believed in God, even though they might have known God. Everything else was a cause of distraction. So we'll talk about that real quick. In the meantime, have a good morning, and I will see you later. Everyone's having a great, daylight savings, right? I think it just feels a little bit earlier, right? I would suppose. Yeah. I definitely woke up at like 7 and it was still dark. I'm like, this is unusual. Of course, it's going to gradually shift as the days go on. It's kind of interesting. I don't mind it because Ramadan is coming up, so as long as it's still dark when I wake up, I can eat or drink some coffee to kind of prep myself for the day. So I think that's fine. Alright, I'll catch you guys in just a second. Be back.